Boso, and welcome to a new episode of Konnakol 2020, the series in which I show you or teach you or practice, who knows, something about Konnakol every day of the year. I am Carlitos from Slovenia, and today is May the 6th. And I thought of trying out again what I did a couple of episodes ago, in which I take the components of today's date, that is 5 and 6, 5 because it's the month of May, and create a Theermanam around this. So let's do just that. Let's try to do a Theermanam that is exactly 56 aksharas long and see what we get. If any of this doesn't make a lot of sense, it's because I am assuming that you have seen episodes 122 and 123, 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 of this series. So please, if you haven't, go and check those again, because I'm going to use concepts and talk about concepts that I explained back in those episodes. So, having said that, here is the formula, all the simple equations that we do in order to get our Theermanam or Theermanams. And in order to recap quickly, what we're doing is we're taking our length, which is 56, we are dividing it by 3, and then rounding it down to the nearest even number, even because our length is an even number as well, which gives us the number 18, which means that our phrase length is going to be exactly 18 aksharas. Then, how do we get the length of the gaps? Well, it's this formula over here, but it's very simple. You don't need a formula. Imagine, since you have 3 phrases, right? And your length is 56. So what you need to do is add up the lengths of the 3 phrases, which is 54. And then, okay, that means that you have 2 more aksharas to distribute among 2 gaps. So it means that we're going to arrive at the Theermanam that has a structure of 18, 1 gap, 18, 1 gap, 18. But as I showed in episode 123, this is only the first in a series of Theermanams, right? And this is what you see over here. So these are all the possible Theermanams coming from a length of 56 aksharas, which is our target. And I'm going to choose for today's episode the second of these, the one that it is 16 4 gap 16 4 gap 16. And I chose that because it's really simple. 16 is a phrase that we can perform simply as That-Thamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka. Very common, very used in many compositions. And then for the gap of 4, another one. We just do Dhim. So it's all very square. So what we do in order to fit this into Aditalam chaturashra nadai is like we just count off 8 aksharas, because 2 avartanas would be 64. 64 minus 56 is 8. Trust me. So we will start the composition after 4 aksharas or 2 fingers. So it means that we will start 1, 2 here, the composition, and we will arrive at the end of the cycle, like so. Thakadhimi Thakajunu That-Thamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim That-Thamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim That-Thamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim. However, this is all very simple, very easy. So how about if we complicate this a bit? And this is actually what I wanted to show in this episode. Not this very simple one, but the following version. So we maintain the same structure, 16, 4 gap, 16, 4 gap, 16. But what was going to happen here is that we are going to change the nadai into what is called mishra nadai kill kalam, which means that each beat of aditalam, instead of subdividing it in 4 as we just did, we're going to subdivide into 7. And why is that? Well, because 56, which is our target number, is one of those whole numbers, one of those golden numbers that I explained in episode 63 of this series that is called Dive into Nadai, in a sense that when you have a cycle of aditalam has 8 beats. If you divide each beat into 7, what you get at the end is 56 aksharas. That is one cycle of aditalam in this subdivision. So this means that this random Theermanam based on today's dates will fit perfectly from summum to summum, that is one full cycle, into Aditalam, Mishra, Nadai, Kalam. And that is what we're going to do now. Here is the transcription for that, and you can see each beat is quite long. So what we're going to do is do this in the slower tempo, and we are going to subdivide each beat into groups of 2, 2 plus 3. So each beat is something like taka taka takita taka taka takita taka taka takita taka taka takita. Okay, that was half a cycle of Aditalam, which is exactly what we're going to do as an introduction, and then we go into the Theermanam itself. Ready? Go. Taka taka takita taka taka takita taka taka takita taka taka takita ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim. Once again. Taka taka takita taka taka takita taka taka takita taka taka takita ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka ThaDhiThamkita Digutharikitathaka Dhim. It's beautiful when you get to it. I always describe this as riding a bicycle for the first time. That at the beginning it can be quite hard to get into the groove of subdividing something into 7 and then grouping it by 2 to 3. It seems like very mental work, but trust me, it isn't. This is something that really can groove, just like with riding a bicycle. Or as Stuart Copeland once said in an interview, if the centipede thinks about which foot goes first, it will trip. So you just need to get yourself into the mood, practice a lot of this, and then you realize that, okay, yes, you are subdividing into 7, not because you are thinking about it, but because you, just like the centipede, just know which foot comes first and which foot comes later. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks a lot for watching. You can contact me at my social networks over here, and you can also like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps. Thanks. And that's all. Let me know what you think in the comments or anywhere. I'm always happy to get some feedback. Let me know what you think of this idea of using the date in order to create Theermanams, because why not? We can. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I have been Carlitos from Slovenia, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.